On this edition of the Marne Forward, we're bringing you stories about progress. Progress on the border, progress in Iraq schools and healthcare organizations, and progress in a dusty brickyard in Narwan. All this and more coming up. Hello and welcome to this edition of the Marne Forward. I'm Specialist Rebecka Reyes reporting from Baghdad. Here's this week's Marne News Minute. A tip led Iraqi security forces to the largest explosively formed penetrator cache found to date in Multinational Division Center's area of operation. On April 2nd, the munitions were discovered in a 6-ton truck in a garage in Al-Qasim. More than 1,000 EFP components, 3,000 pounds of explosives, and 45 Katyusha 107mm rockets were captured. The rockets are believed to have been manufactured in Iran. He was an ordinary soldier who did remarkable things. His name is Sergeant First Class Paul R. Smith, and on April 10th, more than 100 soldiers gathered in Baghdad for a dedication ceremony naming the Camp Victory Fitness Center in honor of Smith. Smith made the ultimate sacrifice while defending his soldiers in 2003. He is the 3rd Infantry Division's 51st recipient of the Medal of Honor. Brigadier General Will Grimsley praised Smith for who he was. And that's your Marne News Minute. On April 8th, Multinational Division Center Commander Major General Rick Lynch took a hard look at the Iraq-Iran border during a tour of the point of entry in Zerbatya, Iraq. It is here that vehicles and individuals are searched before entering Iraq. While there, Lynch met with key leaders to discuss the progress that has been made since his last visit on March 4th. Lynch had this to say regarding his hopes for the point of entry.
Now, we've made great progress both in the pedestrian area where the people come back and forth. About 1,800 people travel across the border on a daily basis. And the cargo area where the cargo goes back and forth. So there's a good sense of the progress that's being made over the course of the last 13 months we've been here. When we came out first 13 months ago, significant problems, but most of those problems have been worked through now.
General Lynch says he may visit Zerbatya again in the near future. Army Sergeant Crystal Cook takes us to Abu Amir and shows us what U.S. troops are doing to help residents.
Iraqi families in Abu Amir are tired of the violence. What they want are the basic necessities: clean water, electricity, and medical care. Today, medics from Charlie Company's 703rd Support Battalion provided some help. They set up a mobile health clinic in an old schoolhouse and treated over 200 patients. The doctors diagnosed patients with various ailments. Most stem from the bacterium that's in the water that's supplied by canals that are littered with trash and feces. Captain Turnquist, a doctor from Rockford, Illinois, explains.
One of the issues we saw yesterday were parasitic infections in the gastrointestinal tract. So certainly giving antibiotics for that will help them temporarily. The big answer will be to stop drinking the water that they're going to eventually drink and get the infections back again. But hopefully doing some good there. And then a lot of topical medicines, so skin rashes, eye infections, skin infections.
Charlie Company's commander, Captain Casey Woody, said the medical staff enjoyed giving care and basic supplies to a community in dire need.
Very helpful, and they want to help people. I think that's the majority of medics that join the Army. When you talk to them, they join because they want to help other soldiers and they enjoy it. Personally, if you could help a person, it's a good feeling. But I think we're doing a lot of things working in the right direction with the EPRT, the civil affairs.
The residents here will continue to farm their lands and are likely to continue working with coalition forces to keep their families safe and the area they live in secure. Able Company's 2nd Battalion 69th Armor is helping with securing the area. Lieutenant Ronnie Grisham, a platoon leader for Able Company, explains.
We haven't experienced any extremist activity out here in this actual vicinity. The local nationals are very friendly towards coalition forces. So far so good. Hopefully it'll stay the same way, especially since we had this operation out here today. They see that Force Reports are actually out here to help.
The U.S. forces are bringing in civil affairs teams to assess the electricity and water pump stations.
Fix some electricity, fix some water problems and canal problems. That'll have an impact.
It's a step towards rebuilding these communities after many years of neglect. Reporting from Fog Tells You, Iraq, I'm Army Sergeant Crystal Cook.
Across Iraq, people in many communities are rebuilding their homes and cities after more than 5 years of war. Recently, residents of the city of Adwania reopened their health clinic and middle school. Army Sergeant Jay Townsend was there and has this report.
Less than 1 year ago, Adwania residents lived in fear of Al-Qaeda, but you won't see that fear here now. After months of rebuilding what insurgents destroyed, the city is reopening their middle school and health clinic. Saud Abdallah, the primary director of health for the neighboring region, has been assisting Adwania in the rebuilding efforts.
It is a very good day. They opened the clinic and the school in the region. It's good for them because they will get medical aid and benefits from having a good school system.
Captain Douglas Hoyt, commander for Bushmaster Troop 68 CAV, has been working in Adwania and says this is the way forward.
Of course, you increase literacy and knowledge is power over the rifle. I guess it'll help people be smarter and get connected to the outside world, outside of Iraq, and not go back to letting Al-Qaeda back in here or anybody else that wants to do bad things.
Most of the health issues here stem from an unclean water supply.
First priority is immunization for children under 5 and to provide service of the mothers. They will also control the potable waters, which is the biggest health issue here.
Many communities have self-sustained clinics that offer limited resources. The benefit here is that the clinic belongs to the Minister of Health.
Today we opened up the clinic that was just redone, and the secondary school. It's also it's significant because the clinic belongs to the Ministry of Health. It's recognized by the Ministry of Health. They'll provide health care to the 7,000 or so residents of Adwania.
The citizens here fought Al-Qaeda so that they could have a better future. That future starts today with the new school and health clinic. Reporting from Adwania, Iraq, I'm Army Sergeant Jay Townsend.
After a break, we'll show you an explosion of progress in Narwan. Stay with us.